Welcome to the Sip and Saga Society, where we cover histories, mysteries, and overall weird ass shit. My name is Karina, and joining us today we have Christina, Nevada, and a new friend, Josh.
Hi.
Woo!
Yay.
And so today we're doing a special episode. It's a little bit different than our normal episodes in that all of us will just come up with a short little story that we found throughout our week time. I don't know. And we're just going to share it with y'all. So it won't be an extra long story. It'll just be a few short ones. But first and foremost, the most important thing. Christina, what are you sipping?
I actually have a taro bubble tea in a can.
Yum.
And so that is what I'm drinking. I think this one actually has like the little what is it? The tapioca pearls in it, I believe.
Those are the
This
best
one's
ones.
cool
Yeah,
with the
yeah, these are
pearls.
so
Does it
good.
come with a big straw?
No, I wish. These ones
I
you have to
do.
like when you
I
get
do
to the
prefer the
end.
balls. The
I do
balls are my
too.
favorite. Yeah.
But like
Mhm.
that's what's hard about it when it's in the can. You're like sitting there like shaking it like at the end because you're like trying to get all of them out there and it's like, do you see this? Like that is a very tiny
Yeah, I
little
feel
like
stupid. I feel stupid
yeah.
when you're like,
Yeah.
can you just put them in my mouth, please? Thank you. Um, okay, Josh, what did you make?
I made a Keurig coffee
Oh,
with
Oh.
amaretto. You have to say amaretto because it can't just be flavored like um almonds because that's lame.
oh,
Yeah,
But it is quite tasty.
Nev.
I'm drinking Prosecco right now.
Oh my God. How
Look,
exciting. Well, you got Nev's last drink was lost in a tragic parking lot incident. So,
oh my gosh, it was. I bought two drinks and my Jun was tragically lost. It met the ground and the ground won.
that's really
Oh
sad.
no.
Um, I'm drinking lavender lemonade and I didn't like how it
Ooh.
tasted, so I added crush powder in it and a
And,
seltzer, like a
and
water seltzer. Yeah. So it's,
Is it good?
I
what's
don't
this
know. I
for?
haven't tried it. Yeah, pretty good, honestly. But like, what can't crush powder fix? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not like super big into like florals in drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've tried like rose teas, like lavender stuff. I'm just not a big fan. I don't know. I think it's for me, it's like I get that like perfumey kind of like
Oh
vibe
yeah,
from it and it's hard.
that
Lavender
grandma.
is one of those.
Yeah,
Lavender is
yeah.
one of those that feels like you're eating a flower if it's like
Yeah.
right on the edge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
My
Hmm.
favorite though is lavender. What are they? They're the French cookies. Why can't I think of the word?
Macarons.
Macaroons.
Macaron.
Macaroons.
I think the macaron is the French cookie. Macaroons are the coconut things.
I
No,
thought it was the president.
Macarons
Is
only
that
has
even a
one O, right?
president?
no.
Yeah,
Yeah, Macron, the president for France.
what
What?
am
Or
I?
I guess used to be.
Yes,
I
I know
always
who
thought it
you're
was
talking
Have
about.
I?
macaroons.
It's macaroons. Yeah, he's right.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I will
Someone
Google
Google
I
it.
thought
this.
it was
I'm
pronounced
Googling.
macaron because it has a single O
And
in it. That's what I
macaroons
thought.
are coconut cookies, those little powder things, or like little haystack looking things, and they're just made
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
coconut.
No, because there's an extra A. It's macaroon. And this is the picture. Macaroon. It's spelled Macaroon. And it's the French cookie. Can you see?
I feel like it's
They look so good.
whatever.
Oh,
You know what? I
Google's
know what you were
lying now?
talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna fight Google. I mean, I've
Oh shit.
watched
Hold
like
on. Time out. I lied. Hold on. Well, no, it's both. Because those
either.
pictures are coming up, and then underneath it says a macaroon refers to two different types of cookies, a French macaron or macaroon, but it's spelled the way that you said, or a coconut macaroon, but both are French.
Oh, I thought the coconut ones were like from the South. They
I don't
feel
know.
like a Southern cookie.
I feel like I'm just gonna keep being illiterate and continue to say macaroon at the
You know
French store
what?
that I go to.
You know what you're talking about, and they give you the right cookie when you ask, so whatever.
Isn't that
Yeah.
America?
The communication works.
It's
And France is
very
weird anyway because like letters just don't make noises half the time.
That's true. There's no like
Macaroon could have like
consonants are
four
a
X's in
thought.
it.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to go first? Personally, I would like to go last. Just FYI, I know we already have our content warning in the beginning, but if you are not a fan of strong language, my segment will not be a fun time for you. So just skip the end, I guess.
I don't want to go first, but I'll go in the middle because also
I'll
mine
go
is not
first.
great
Okay.
for
Okay,
I
I'm
can go.
people.
I can go next after.
Okay. All right. Christina.
Okay, so it's pretty much the like Grimm's brothers version of nursery rhymes, thanks to Karina. She sent me this little like segment, and I was like reading through it, and I was like, wow, these are really dark.
That's the
But
Germans for you.
yeah, and so it's about nursery rhymes, and this one in particular is about Jack and Jill. And I don't know about you guys, but like this whole time, like even with the nursery rhyme, I thought they were siblings. Like I thought it was like a brother and sister, whatever. Like
Yeah,
Jack
I
and
always
Jill went
assume
up the
it was
hill. Yeah.
Jack and Jill just ran off from their house, some farm, and they just went up the hill to fetch a pail of
Well,
water. I thought they were
yeah,
like
like
hanging out.
yeah, I thought they were doing, I don't know, their mama told them to go get water, so they went to go up the hill to get water. Like,
I literally
okay.
assumed that was the story. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm
So
scared.
basically the story is the small village of Kilmersdon in North Somerset claims to be the home of the Jack and Jill rhyme, and the local legend recalls how in the late 15th century, it was a young unmarried couple, and they regularly climbed a nearby hill in order to conduct their liaison in in private, away from the prying eyes of the village. And they
I
said,
what?
Well, if
yeah,
you have nosy neighbors,
Okay, why are your neighbors watching you and being like, Jack and Jill, they went up
yeah,
they were
yeah,
fetching a pail of water.
yeah.
they
And
didn't have
so,
TikTok,
Were they
They
watching
didn't
them
have
before?
TikTok.
Like, were they like, oh, we
They-
had to stop watching Jack and Jill because they walked up the hill and now we can't watch them anymore? Like, what?
we also can't go up the hill to watch them because that'd be awkward.
That's weird now.
Yeah. But basically, Jill falls pregnant, but just before the baby was born,
Oh God, this is gonna be sad.
Jack was killed by a rock that had like fallen from their special hill. And then a few days later, Jill died while giving birth to their love child, and their tragic tale unfolds today as,
So,
yeah.
What?
did the
What
child
happened?
live?
The child lived, but that's like the whole point. So it's like Jack and Jill go up the hill, obviously, to do their business. But then Jack fell down because he got hit by the rock and
Oh
broke his
shit.
crown.
Broke his
But then
crown.
It
Jill came
broke his
tumbling
head.
after. Yeah. Jill came tumbling after because she died not too later after
Oh my
him.
God, Christina.
It's like a modern day-ish version of Romeo and Juliet, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Poor orphan
And
child.
so
Oh my God.
now that you guys are depressed, we can go on to Josh's story.
Are they named Jack and Jill?
Was that
I
the real
think their
name?
names, yeah, like
We're Jack and
was Jack,
Jill.
yeah, were Jack and
Mm.
Jill, and they went
That
to
is
go,
insane. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
The weird stories like that, like being this close to like the story nursery rhyme is like nuts. Like I know the like what's the lullaby? The Rockabye
Rockabye
Baby.
Baby.
Mhm.
Rockabye Baby is like nuts.
Okay,
yeah.
dude, what's
Um,
that one?
now this isn't what I did my notes on, so this could be a lie. But from what I heard
We
was
have
that
Google and it's half right, half wrong. I don't
I'm
know.
ready.
yeah.
Ready.
It has something to do with like I don't remember exactly what country it comes from, but they were like where women would like have their babies in little like baskets or whatever.
Mhm.
And they would put
Was
them in the tree
it
while you're working.
Native Americans, wasn't it? Because of their backboards. They would use them as like cradles and they would put them
I,
on the trees.
Yeah.
yeah, but then whenever they got too big, they'd fall out of the tree, and
Mm-hmm.
then they would stop.
Oh.
They would have to like be like kids.
Ground children now.
Yeah.
Gra-
So they would just put them up on these little things all the time, and then eventually they would be too heavy and the bow would break, and the cradle would come down with the baby, and then they'd have to be,
Yeah, that
they'd have to
makes
like pay
sense.
rent.
That's like
That's like Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ring
That's
Around Rosie's about like what?
about the plague, the
plague.
bubonic plague.
It's
Yeah,
just about
yeah.
kids dying.
That
And
was
they
Honestly,
nuts.
keep
I
roses in
I
their pockets to cover the smell up of the dead
Yeah.
people in the roads and stuff.
Oh, it was
honestly
terrible.
I
Yeah.
sent that article to Christina because I wanted to know more and I knew it was a good topic and I was like, here
Yeah.
you go. And when I sent it, I purposely didn't read it, and now I'm so traumatized. So
Yeah.
I
I'll be
was,
sharing more of those because some of them were just like really interesting. Like I said, one of them talked about Humpty Dumpty.
Oh,
And I
oh,
didn't
yeah.
even realize like that whole backstory. Like I was reading it and I was like, oh, I was like, it makes so much sense. But I'm like, why is this a nursery rhyme? Like I don't
So
understand.
he's
Is
not an
Humpty
egg.
Dumpty like a
He's
old
not
king
an
or
egg.
something?
It's not even a real person. That's the thing. That's
Oh,
what's crazy. I thought it was a person too.
so
And
he's
yeah,
not a person?
it's not a person. I'll save it for the next
Oh
She's
one.
God.
I'm
Okay.
foreshadowing.
like really interested.
I'm real stressed, but I'm
Well,
gonna
I can tell
purpose.
you guys about that one if you want to hear it, but
No, I kind of want to save it for the next
okay, we'll
one.
save it. We'll
We'll
save it.
save it. Okay,
Yeah.
Josh,
All
tell
right,
us.
mine is also involving death, but in a funny way.
Jesus.
But it's
Um,
funny.
Thank
and
God it's
history
funny.
related.
It's like, haha.
Um, so my story is about a maybe the funniest assassination attempt like saga that like has ever happened in history. And
Yeah,
it's
I
about
love the funny assassination
there's a
attempts.
funniest of everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Really?
There has to be
Really?
a
Now I'm
funniest of everything
invested.
because there's a
I'm
saddest of
invested.
everything,
Yeah.
but there's a funniest.
That's true.
And this is the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand,
Oh
which
my
led
God.
to the sad story of World War One and Two, where everyone died. But
That's not funny.
That's
that's
not
not
very
funny.
sad,
But the
Josh.
origins of that is funny. So in 1914, Archduke Ferdinand is the like emperor of Hungary, like Austria-Hungary, which is basically kind of what turns into, well, Austria and Hungary respectively eventually. But it's really close to Serbia, and the Serbians didn't like these guys, so they were like, we want to get rid of this guy who's taking all the land nearby us because it's scary to them. So they
I mean,
employ,
yeah,
right, yeah,
colonizers.
super
Fair.
colonizings, yes.
I don't like
Um,
colonizers.
well, good news is this colonizer guy dies.
Yay!
They said he
Um,
gotta go. He got to go.
Hard
so
no.
he is coming to this town called this is a ridiculous name, Sarajevo in like the Austrian-Hungarian like capital in the area. And an assassination attempt is planned by some Serbians, which this is a cool name. They're called the Black Hand, and they're an assassination
Ooh.
group, which is very cool and spooky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but it might just be a bunch of friends that like decided to try to kill this guy.
We
Um,
start somewhere. We got to
They
start
picked a
yes,
somewhere.
cool name though.
I
That
know. They were
name,
like first and
they did pick
foremost.
a very cool name.
yeah,
Cool name.
I'm down.
The name matters.
The name, yeah, because now we remember them as the cool Black Hand. It was probably
True.
something dumb in like Serbian that like is like the hand of which holds. I don't know. That's probably
The
cooler. I don't
plague.
know.
The plague or
Yes.
something. I don't know.
um. So the Archduke is like, going to do this big parade, right? And he's gonna go down Main Street, and he's gonna go to this cool museum that just got built, and he's gonna wave to all the people, kiss all the babies.
Yay.
Um. But they line up. There's seven of these. It's weird that it's not five. It should be five.
Because of
But
hand,
this
right?
hand has seven fingers.
Ew.
Um, which
Whatever.
is rough.
I
Um,
am really weird about extra fingers.
That's
are you?
understandable.
I
Honestly.
I've seen too many and they unsettle me.
You've seen too many fingers?
Extra fingers
Oh.
On
I
What
babies?
about missing?
on lots of different. I'm okay with missing, but like
Yeah,
extra
okay.
is too many.
Well, maybe it's two hands
Any
and
Something
extra.
didn't
three of them are
happen.
missing, or four of them are
You know
missing.
what? One
Anyway,
too many.
something's not right and
So
I don't like it.
he's gonna go down Main Street on this big parade or whatever, and these assassins are like lined up in the crowd.
Yay.
And the only one you really need to know is a guy named Princip. There's
Cool
other
name,
ones
dude.
that don't.
Fancy.
It is a very cool name. His first name is Garavio, which is another cool
Ooh.
name,
Oh,
which makes him
yeah.
kind of sound Italian. But uh, so the Archduke starts going down, and they are armed with grenades, like a grenade, a pistol, and just like a pill that they can try to like assassinate themselves
They're
afterwards,
gonna.
like kill themselves.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Like,
okay. I
like,
thought
what
they
is
were
it
gonna
called?
force feed it to the
like,
guy.
they're gonna
Okay.
throw it in
if
his
you get
mouth.
too close, you can give it to them.
Yes,
Like
like they were
Um,
gonna,
baby.
like how you do with dogs, just shove it in there and be like, close your mouth.
Yeah.
Close your mouth.
Put it,
He goes
Swallow
in to
hide it in a
kiss
piece
a
of cheese,
baby.
and they're gonna give it to him.
Nev, no, stop trying to kill babies.
No, no, no. He goes in to kiss a baby, and you're just like, bloop. You
Get him.
know?
Oh, okay.
That's what you get for kissing random people's babies. Death.
Mm. Okay, but focus. We're
Okay.
focusing
All right,
now.
so he's driving, and the first two guys, for no real reason, don't attempt to throw a grenade or shoot him.
Pussies.
So he right through, yeah. So that's one of the things. They're like, they're lame, they're losers. The third guy has the tuberculosis and is dying anyway. So he's like, I don't give a shit at all, and he throws the
Coughs on
grenade.
him? Oh, okay.
He coughs on him. Is it good? He should have coughed on the grenade first.
Sorry.
Just to
was
double,
funny.
just to make sure you get him twice. So
Just
the
breathe
grenade
hard.
flies out, and he doesn't think about how long the fuse on these old grenades are, because this is like 1914, so it's not like a modern thing. It's like a lighted bomb.
It's like a
Kinda thing.
cartoon.
Yes. So he
Okay.
throws this thing, and it's 10 seconds. So it bounces off the car, rolls through, like blows up a different
No.
car, and his story is kind of silly as well, as in a sad way. But he's
Oh.
like, I'm dying anyway, so I'm gonna like do this thing. So he blows up the other car, and then he runs off through the crowd, and he tries to jump into the river to like die, right? So he pops his pill, and he jumps into the river, but the river is in the dry season, so it's like an inch thick.
No.
So he just like breaks his legs, and it's not the pill isn't strong enough to kill him.
No!
So he just starts throwing up. So he's just like has broken legs. He's just
And
throwing up,
tuberculosis. Okay.
He's
And
got
he has
tuberculosis too.
and he has tuberculosis. This man had a
Oh my
rough
God.
time.
All
I
for
could
the
see
cause,
how
but
it would be
you
a
know
good
what?
plan though. Like it could be good.
It could have been a good idea. It could have been
Yeah.
so like neat, and you land in the water all like cinematically, and no, didn't work.
But not
imagine
very
that
thought
being your
out.
death.
Yeah.
Honestly, every other sentence, I'm shook again. Like I'm
Oh,
like,
it gets
Yeah.
way worse.
there's
Oh,
more.
good.
There's
great.
so
I
much
love
more.
that.
So it doesn't
There's
kill him,
so
right?
much more.
There's so much more. And so it doesn't blow him up. So they immediately like gas the car, and they drive, instead of going to the museum, they go to like the town square.
Okay, sure.
So there's still like 4 other assassins that haven't gotten anything to do. So they're like, oh, well, our chances messed up. It's missed. So they all kind of disperse in the crowds and leave, except for Princip. And
Ooh,
Princip's
Princip.
like an 18-year-old guy, and also has tuberculosis. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick around, because in some crazy world, he just comes back, and maybe I can get him. Maybe in some crazy coincidence, he'll come back by,
Manifestation.
right? And there's also a lunch place right across the street, so he's like,
Yeah.
I might as well go get some lunch while I'm doing
Y'all
it.
know he was just hungry. He was
He was
just
hungry.
hungry.
There's a sandwich shop. It's not a sandwich shop because they didn't have sandwiches in Hungary at this time, which is weird.
The
But,
undeveloped frontal lobe and the tuberculosis. He was like, I'm ready. I'm fucking
He's starved.
vibing.
He had the munchies for sure.
Oh,
So he goes off and
Tuberculosis
starts eating
munchies.
lunch. Yeah, yeah. You have to eat in between your coughs. You have to.
God, that's so sad.
morbid.
Okay, focus.
So he goes off. The president goes off, or the emperor, or whatever, goes off, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to get him out of the city, because he's in the city square, and they're like, we don't know where these guys are. He still wants to kind of like maybe go see the people who got injured in the bomb that blew up. So he's like, I would still like to go to the hospital just to like kind of like shake hands. The same thing, like a big, thing. And
Still
they're like,
kiss
Bad
babies.
idea. Go kiss babies.
No.
And they're like, well, what we could do, there's 2 options. Option number 1, we could kind of go the long way around the city, and we can kind of come in the back way, and you can still like go see them, and then it's right next to the train station. We get you in, get you out, back on a train, and get you out of there. Or we can line up the military, like the city military. It's like their police force, because it's like a small country thing. So there is a military for it, and we can just line the streets. But the mayor of the city said, no, don't do that. They're not dressed or ready, so they won't look right. So like he was like, instead of protecting the emperor of our country, we can't
The
let
mayor
him
didn't
see
like
our
him either.
underdressed.
The mayor was in on this.
The
He
mayor
was
is
like,
definitely in on this. He's like, no, don't call
you
on the
think
art.
they have their outfits ready to protect you? No.
We need obviously a couple hours to do this.
Also, why wasn't
Um,
there a third option? Like, both of those ideas are terrible. You need to get out of here.
Yeah,
You
just
need
go
to
straight to
go.
the train
Why are we
station.
waiting around? Yeah, I don't understand this. If I knew that there were like multiple people in a town trying to kill me, I wouldn't be like, let's wander the streets.
Should we go
No
out to the town?
survival instinct.
Let's
No
go to
survival
the
instinct.
town. No,
Let's
okay.
go see the town. Maybe there's some good food. Who knows?
Some
Um,
assassins.
some
Oh.
assassins.
Enjoy the culture.
Enjoy the culture. Who knows? Great
Okay.
people here. Um, so they decide to go on the one that goes around the town, and so all the generals and all the guards are all gung ho for this idea, and so they line up in their cars. I think there's like a convoy of like 4 cars, but they didn't tell any of the drivers what the plan was. So the drivers, thinking he's going to go to the hospital, in the like their Uber brain, they're just like, we'll just go straight there. Like, let's not take any
Obvious.
weird routes. Let's just be efficient. Let's go straight there. So they just go straight back through the town, which now everybody's confused because the police are all like lining the streets this way, trying to keep everyone safe. And then they go back through the town. And then for whatever reason, the 2 cars in front of them or behind them turn off on a turn to go back because they're like, we're in the wrong path. We need to like regroup with the big group that's protecting him. So they turn off and just leave him in the middle of the street with
Are you
his
okay?
one
What?
car. So it's just him, his wife, and
Guys, we
the
gotta
driver,
protect him. Leave him.
and like one guard. And they're like, we need to protect him, and then everyone ditches. And they're in the middle of the street, and they're like, oh well, we know what's going on. We probably need to try to turn around, but the car doesn't have so they like put it in park, and they have to put it like in reverse and then push the car because it doesn't have like a reverse gear because it's 1914.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck, I
So they're like, well, we
forgot.
need to like put it out of gear, push the car back, turn it around, go. And they just so happen to stop and park their car right in front of the deli that the guy who is eating the sandwich, the assassin, is in. So
Hell
he's just sitting
yeah.
there, and
Everything
the
in
driver gets
divine
out to start
timing.
pushing the car
Yeah.
back, and the Princeps guy is just like sitting there like, okay, and he pulls his gun out, he walks up, he crawls in the car and shoots the guy. He actually also shoots the wife, which sucks.
Does it
But
though?
something that I learned,
Does it
huh?
suck? Does it though? Does it suck? Like,
I
she was
don't-
married to the man.
He had a daughter and he felt bad, which is one of the things he said because he said he was trying to shoot the guard on the other side of the vehicle, but then she like
Oh
did
well,
a
why are you
did a
moving?
jump in front. Yeah,
She
got
tried
to
to
Don't
do
move.
save
so.
him. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's the
Mhm.
problem too. That's a victim blame.
Yes, she definitely jumped in front of that one for sure.
That's
Oh
insane.
my god.
So he
Never
gets
needed-
assassinated, and then Princip gets arrested. He also has tuberculosis.
God damn
And
it. Everyone with
He's like,
tuberculosis.
I'm gonna die
Everybody-
anyway.
He's
But
like,
honestly,
whatever.
yeah, if I was gonna die anyway,
Die for a cause, baby.
mm,
Go
Mhm.
down in
I
history.
can do what I want. Anyway.
So
Wow.
that's the story of how he got assassinated. And then everybody like there was different people on different sides. There's a bunch of friends of Serbia and a bunch of sides of like the Austria people. So then everybody in the world just was like, well, let's just shoot everybody near us. And then World War One started.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
that's not
Oh,
great.
that was a story, and I don't know what I just went through. Like
Lots of feelings. Lots of feelings.
every other turn was something new, and I was shook. I thank you so much, Josh, for sharing that with us. Josh was going to tell me the story like forever ago, and then I was like, no, save
Save
it.
Save it for this. I
We're
have an
saving
idea.
it. This is important.
No, it was really good because, like, I love how at the end of it, the one guy, like, literally everything fell into place for him.
You know
Mhm.
what?
Like, everything else was so chaotic.
You
but
got to
for
take your
that-
time, honor your
Yeah.
body, and when you do that, the world will just.
Everything
manifested it.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
literally, like,
He had that innate
Mhm.
knowing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
that
that.
was
also,
a really good
do
story.
you know how many years in prison he got
Tell me.
for
Four.
Many.
starting World War One?
For
2
starting.
years.
Wait, did he make it out of prison? He had tuberculosis. Maybe he died.
No, he died in 2 years. But
Okay.
he only got 20, which is kind of
Hmm.
loose for blowing the world up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
yeah.
killing a politician too, I feel like.
Yeah, that feels like
Yeah,
very
big
light. I
facts.
mean, look at Luigi.
They were like,
I know.
well, he's 19. He's still, he's got his whole life in front of him.
Let's not
Yeah.
ruin what he has.
Okay, was he a white guy? Because not to shoot shots, but
Not a lot of,
Wasn't
not a
he
lot of,
Hungarian?
yeah.
Oh, he probably was
Serb-
white
yeah.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot of diversity in 1912
No.
Hungary.
That's true. That's true. All right, you guys ready? It's a fun time. It's a fun tale. So today I have the short history, just like a little baby abridged version of the word cunt for my pleasure.
I'm here
It
for it.
is it's probably one of the most offensive words in the English language, at least in America. And in modern times, one of my favorite things is that the younger generations have been reclaiming it. But what does it mean and where does it come from? So the word vagina means sword sheath. Um, so that's kind of like labeling the lady bits, the female parts, mostly just like for what they do for the penis.
The protector of the penis.
Yeah, we're just like here to hold
Mhm.
it. Um, so not only do girls lack words for the external parts of their bodies, also some of these are from Michigan Daily.
Ooh, okay,
It's a
Michigan.
Michigan Daily article called "Cunt: A Powerful Name for a Beautiful Thing," which I was like, okay. And also the establishment, um, what is it called? Magazine, online zine. So anyway, because I took some of these like verbatim. But the words that they are given defines them in relation to a man, right? So we don't have a whole lot of words really when you're talking about your like you got how many words for penis are there? There's like so many.
Yeah,
There's quite a few.
I
There's
almost said a few, but
me like just started listing them in my brain. Um, but also, but when we're talking about like vaginas and vulvas and everything, like if I'm out there like saying, "You want to see my vulva?" No one's gonna be into that. It's unsettling at best. So,
fair.
um, did you hear that?
Was it
No.
thunder?
Okay. No,
Was
I
it your
just,
ghost?
God damn it. No, I don't have a ghost.
It was your
Uh,
spider.
dude, sorry, I forgot to connect my laptop and it told
Oh.
me.
Oh, did you get an email? Oh, it had a "you're gonna die in 2 minutes" update.
10% mostly. Anyway, um, no, the house I work at, she was like, "There's a ghost here," and I was like, "Why would you bring that up?" Anyway, so and then she just
Unsettling.
leaves me there, and I'm like,
I'm here alone with your ghost now.
"Your
Cool.
ghost and your child."
And the baby, yeah.
Yes, I have to protect the baby from the ghost. Anyway, so back to this great story. So not only do girls lack words for the external parts of their bodies, but the words that they're given defines them in relation to a man. Because like what if? Is it a sword sheath if I'm never gonna be with a man? Like genuinely? Is it? You know? Cunt, on the other hand, encompasses the vagina, the vulva, the ins, and the outs. Many women are uncomfortable with even talking about their own body, like having their own body parts. They're uncomfortable with just owning them, being a part, like being a part of themselves, and then talking about it is like literally impossible. And most women I know are not going to talk about their vaginas and their vulvas. Like, unless you're like really close friends, no one's talking about them. And definitely, I'm pretty sure most people don't describe them as cunts, honestly. So the word has many roots of origin, including Germanic, Norwegian, Swedish, German, Dutch, and Danish. And the word first appeared in the English language in 1230 as a street name,
Street name.
Grope Cunt Lane.
Ooh, I love it. I'm
It
here
was
for
a
it. Where is
red
that
light.
located?
I know.
Where's
London.
it located?
It used to be located in London. I don't know if it's
Ooh.
still there. What a name, though, right? Grope Cunt Lane. It was a red light district, and so it makes sense. That's where you would go for the prostitutes. The word vagina, though, is also rooted in the Latin cunus, meaning sword sheath. The word cunt has been used in Renaissance verse and even the story Canterbury Tales. It is believed that the word also comes from the Hindu goddess Kunti, who was called the great yoni of the universe in Sanskrit epic texts from 200 to 400 BCE. So it's like this isn't a new word. We didn't just come up with it to be vulgar. This is a word that has been around forever, and it used to mean something beautiful.
Yes, queen.
In the Middle Ages, Christian clergymen preached that women's genitals were the source of evil and referred to them as cunus diaboli, devilish cunt.
Okay.
I'm changing my poll name.
Just say you
Around-
can't get any and call it a day. Somebody
That's what
made that
I'm
man
saying.
upset.
Why are
She
we
wouldn't give me her cunt.
devilish?
Now she's devilish.
Around this time, all depictions of the goddess Kunti were also destroyed by the
Aw.
middle-aged Christian.
Oh, check
I've
this
heard
out.
of that name before.
Yeah, because they were gross and blasphemous. The statues were
sure.
gross and blasphemous, so we had to
Okay.
destroy them.
Okay.
Rude.
In Old Norse, they would use the word kunta to refer to vulvas, with many variations existing even to this day, with the word kont meaning buttocks. It is also believed to potentially stem from the Latin word for rabbit hole, caniculus.
It's like foreshadowing for
I know.
later.
Oh,
I got
connected.
you.
Oh my God, I skipped you. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. This is
I
better.
the drugs. Sorry. Okay, anyway. So cunnis is another Latin word. Like we talked about it.
Cunnilingus.
See, but yeah, it's all the same thing.
See?
Rabbits. In recent times, Eve Ensler has really worked on reclaiming the word cunt in her vagina monologues. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. And it's basically just like women talking about their vaginas.
I love it.
hmm
I have not.
She says,
should.
I'm
like, it's
unaware
like
of
a
these
show.
speeches.
It's like a show. Like you go and you watch women just talk about it. And she says, Eve Ensler, I call it cunt. I've reclaimed it and I really like it. The LGBTQ community that is accomplishing the rebranding of the word cunt to this day. I mean, the children say it all the time. Maybe
Serving
not the children,
cunt.
but the youths. Voguing, an art form that evolved from the Harlem ballroom scene, serves as an outlet for creative expression for Black and Latinx LGBTQ communities. The phrase serving cunt originated from voguing and has spread across social media, similar to quote unquote slay. I love how they said it. Slay. It means exuding fierce and feminine energy and is a state of being accessible to anyone regardless of their gender identity. Thus, an insult that earned its cruelty from the patriarchy from being hateful when directed towards women and emasculating when directed towards men has been reclaimed.
Yes.
I do
Sorry, I
like
skipped
the
you.
era of reclaiming like derogatory terms.
Yes, it's so fun for
I
everyone.
like how it makes people feel uncomfortable because they're unsure when you say it. They're like, what? 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 You're like, no, it's a good thing. You're serving
Gina.
cunt. Yeah.
Oh,
Gina, she
I've
was
had
like,
to
what is this girl
explain.
saying?
Yes.
She
She's
was
like,
so
was
mad.
yes, Josh, our friend Regina, she texted all of us and was like, somebody told me we served cunt.
No,
And
she
Excuse
specifically, yeah.
me?
she was pissed. Yeah. And
She
we were
was
like,
like,
no,
what
it's
the
good.
fuck does that mean?
Mhm.
Luckily, we have two gay women who were like, no, it's good. You're good.
No, you're doing great.
You're great,
You're
actually.
doing
Yeah.
great, sweetie. Also,
It means the opposite of what you think.
it's actually
Like,
good.
It's actually great.
Oh, you know what? We'll have to tell Regina. I'm like, can you listen to my episode?
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking out loud, but I think I'm gonna put this one on YouTube. I think this is gonna be our first video because
Yay!
I think it's gone well. Like, so
Don't
hi
worry.
YouTube.
I put makeup on for you.
man, I made the first YouTube one. That's wild.
I like your energy, Josh. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, well now Nev, you got to tell us. You know what, Nev? I feel like yes, this is the right order to do things.
Because I
Everything
was
in
like,
its
you foreshadowed.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's
I'm getting,
terrible.
so this girl is a diva. Maybe she's insane, but we're not going to call her that today. Because she basically tricked a bunch of doctors into their like into believing her, and then also now everyone questions doctors because of this. Like this was the like first like maybe doctors are idiots. So I love that for her. But it's called The Curious Case of Mary Toft, and this was back in 1726. And I got my information off of the University of Glasgow. It's out of their library special collection, so in the UK.
Ooh.
So this girl, this woman, she had a miscarriage after seeing a bunch of rabbits. And she was like infatuated with them. She had a miscarriage. And then she gave birth to a cat parts, like just parts of a cat. So then they called, and what is it called? The like the OBGYN, we'll call them because I can't say the word. So
Yeah.
basically the OBGYN, which was a male, they called him in, and her sister presented him these cat parts and was like, she gave birth to these. And so then they were like, oh, I think she's still giving birth, right? So he goes in and he delivers different parts of a rabbit. And I think, let me double check, 6 baby dead rabbits out of her vagina. Like they were inside her like body in her uterus. And so then they were like, oh my gosh, this lady is giving birth to animals, male, men, whatever. Didn't think that like maybe this was a hoax. And Karina's face has got me.
Sorry.
So then
Hide.
she gives birth to a few more animal parts like cat claws, a cat head,
I love that
an
it's
adult.
not any like actual animal. It's just like, we found this toe in there. Like,
Yeah, no
no
real
one's
parts.
questioning this.
No,
Well,
and
yeah,
then
just the fact that they're not like together, like
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's not like a
concerning me the
cat.
most.
well,
It would
and
be
then
one thing if it was like a kitten, but it's like
It's
they
like a foot of a rabbit and
a
they
the
head
head
of a
of a cat.
turtle.
Tell me about why this was specified though. She gave birth to something resembling a liverless cat.
A
Oh,
liverless
yes.
cat.
Everyone
They did
knows
a
what those
dissection
look
on it
like.
afterwards, and they're like, "This doesn't have a liver. That's weird, right?"
So
Like
they
this
go
whole thing's weird.
they go to this
That's the
OB.
weird part, Josh.
That's the weird part. So they go to this OBGYN. His name is John Howard. And when he visits Mary the next day, and he's presented these animal parts. She then gives birth that night to 9 dead baby rabbits. So he sends letters to like all of the greatest England doctors and scientists and the king's secretary, informing them of this miraculous birth. This woman is giving birth to dead animals. There was one doctor, I couldn't find his name. Let me see. I can't remember, who was like, I don't think this is real. And they were like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's wrong. He's wrong. So he's the only one that was like,
How dare you question the woman birthing rabbits?
she's like
How
freaking
dare you?
like one of the first trolls. So this guy, John Howard, wrote an entire like insertment for the papers about his like profoundness of like finding this. And before it was produced, she came out that it was a hoax, and that when she had the miscarriage, the doctor that inspected her said her uterus was still open and told him to put these dead animals inside of her. Yeah, so that's what happened there. She said it was her mother-in-law's idea. She was also
Ew.
a very poor peasant, but she never made any
Mm.
money off of this or anything. She was just known as the rabbit lady, or like other very like slanderous terms around like rabbit lady. But that doctor lost all of his credibility, obviously, because like that came out in the papers, and then his discernment, like his dissectment came out like a couple days later on it. And then everyone just questioned doctors at that point. Like, can we take these people seriously? They believe this woman gave birth to 9 dead baby rabbits and a liverless cat. So
I'm still on the liverless cat. Like, oh, okay.
he didn't have a liver. Tell me
How
why
do you
that's so
know?
also, like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. I was like, I don't know. She like trolled all of these people. And also she probably should have been implemented into a hospital. Like she seems like she's mentally unwell to put dead animals inside of her uterus.
It's either like that or somebody did it to her and
Yeah,
forced it to
Yeah.
happen.
I don't know. She said that it was her mother-in-law's idea, which I'm
I don't
like,
know.
you
I've
know
been
what?
watching Breaking Amish and like there's some real interesting mother-in-laws, is all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But people were stumped by this. And I was like, you know what? I get it. It's like you don't have a lot of information around reproductivity. You used to think that putting a frog on your stomach would let you know if a baby was still alive or not, whether it would hop off or not. So like,
I mean,
or
it's
peeing on,
science to me. I don't
I don't know.
crazy.
I'm still trying to digest all of that because I was like,
Yes, it was
you
like
were
bam,
like, oh,
bam,
Karina,
bam.
you're foreshadowing. And like, for some reason, that's not where I thought that story was going at all.
Well, in his like autobiography about it, the pamphlet, he was like, the deformity which I am now exhibiting was caused by the mother being frightened by an elephant. My
Oh,
mother was going along the street with a procession of animals, was passing by. There was a terrible crush of people to see them, and unfortunately, she was pushed under the elephant's feet. This occurring during a time of pregnancy was the cause of the deformity.
that sounds like science to me.
Wait, so they're
That's
saying that because she
terrible.
got stepped on by an elephant, she can have animals? She can give
Yeah,
birth to animals? That's
yeah.
so scatterbrained from who?
We haven't done this episode yet, but there is like I was reading through the like Victorian um beliefs, and it like gets so, I mean, we talked about it in the last Elizabeth episode. There's so many Elizabeths having issues where like they thought the uterus wandered around the body and they had to
Mm-hmm.
lure it back. So like there's really no, like they had to put smelling salts near the nose, or like something smelling good or bad near the nose or like the vagina, so that they could lure the uterus back to its proper place.
Yes. So
So it's like science is
so
ever evolving.
although the crime wasn't like, it didn't hurt anybody really except men's egos, right? She was
And the
charged.
rabbits?
I guess, yeah, fair, okay, fair. But she wasn't
Probably
even
dead
charged for
already.
that. She was charged with the
We don't know.
notorious and vile cheat, and then she was sent to the Bridwell prison, where she allegedly exhibited a large curious crowds around her warders,
Nice.
but she never gained money from it. She did survive prison, which thank
Ugh,
God, because like honestly, girl, slay. I don't know. I'm like, you're really fucked up for this one, but also like, what else was
you're
there to
crazy,
do?
girl.
What else was there to do?
There's no internet.
You know? So like, but she survived. She didn't make any money, unfortunately for her. But what else are you gonna do as a peasant woman in 1740? What, two?
I'm gonna continue
Six,
not to have
26,
rabbits.
26. Yeah, don't put, I would not, like the hygiene. I'm surprised she didn't get sepsis or something,
Yeah,
right?
I would imagine that's not a good place to hold dead like animals.
Don't
It's
put
probably not a
dead
great
things in your
idea.
vagina. Don't put
But
them
she
in
did
your
great. She
uterus.
and then lived through prison, which is a crazy thing. I agree. I'm actually kind of surprised that they arrested her and didn't like throw her in a river or something. I don't know, 1700 women.
Which,
Yeah, that is the
Yeah,
weird part. I feel
they
like that
wrote a
would
whole
be the
story about her.
person.
right?
Yeah,
You'd
they
be
wrote a
like,
whole
this
story about
woman,
her and didn't burn her immediately.
they were just mad that their egos, he's like, she made me a fraud and now people don't want to give me their money to be their doctor. So prison, not like, let's burn her at the stake. I don't know.
Weird. I don't like any of that. Wow.
I like her. I don't know. I I
Man,
kind of
she
like her.
seems fun.
She like, I would have her at a party. I'd be like, this is my unhinged friend Mary. Don't get too close to her.
You
Or
have a
she'd
pet
be
rabbit? Don't come. Just don't talk to her.
Don't
don't
tell her
tell her
about it.
about your
Yeah.
rabbit. I thought it was just funny though, because she's like, she correlated rabbits with her miscarriage. So and she became obsessed with them. So I'm wondering if she thought that the rabbit caused her to miscarriage, and she's like, I'm gonna put you in my uterus.
Or maybe she thought they were her babies.
Oh, grief
That's
does
really
weird things to weird
sad.
people.
I'm really sad. Well,
I'm
I don't
like,
know. You know what? I said a really sad thing one time in one of my health classes, and the teacher was like, "Why would you say that?" And I was like, he goes, "That's sad," and I was like,
Thought this was a
"Well,
learning place.
yeah, I thought we were here
I'm
to
still
support each
curious.
other."
is this not safe? I'm concerned.
Anyway,
It's just like a basketball coach. He's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
do not bring feelings in this place.
No emotional, like,
Yeah.
what is that? What's that word? Emotional something.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence. That's the word.
All I'm saying is it's on brand for me as a person.
It
But
checks out. I like it when you open your mouth, Karina. You never know what comes
and with
out.
that comment, we would like to thank you for joining us on our first, video show, and also our listener, wherever you are, for another fun Sip and Saga Society episode. And if you have any histories, mysteries, or stories you think should be told, feel free to DM us on Instagram or Facebook at sippandsaga_society, or visit us on our website, sippandsaga.com, or comment on our YouTube comments, because this will be on the YouTube. So
I
anyway,
triple dog dare you.
Oh my God, don't threaten people. Anyway, thank you guys and bye.
Bye.
Uh
How fun. I liked it. I thought that was so fun.